This is not an ordinary neighborhood. The medieval city of Prague is home to many strange and dark places, legends and history. But mention this neighborhood of Bohnice to anyone and the first response will be the insane asylum. Not just any mental hospital, but when it was built in the early part of the 20th century, it was the largest of its kind in the whole monarchy. So large that it nearly covers the entire neighborhood with over 100 buildings and structures within its fenced campus. But less than a kilometer away, at the edge of the town, lies a darker and mostly forgotten part of the complex, the Bohnický Cemetery, also known as Europe's most haunted place. Referred by locals as the Cemetery of Fools, nearly 4,000 forgotten souls found their final rest here, including murderers, suicide victims, prostitutes, and criminals. The one-time busy chapel is now a shell of its former self and has become the decrepit, lonely symbol of the cemetery. Even children who were born to inmates in the hospital, now sadly forgotten in time, had their marker reclaimed by blanketing ivy. But there is one single headstone which is conspicuously well preserved and maintained. The lonely grave of Maria Tuma is strangely full of flowers and prayer candles. All that's known is that she died of brain loss at age 29 in 1912. Was she a patient? After nearly 100 years, who still leaves flowers and angel icons on her grave? One of cemetery's most perplexing mysteries. The graves are not so obvious at first glance. If you're not careful, you could step on them. There are only a few scattered tombstones left. The ivy is everywhere, crawling up the sides of all the trees, contributing to the creepy atmosphere and overall feeling of disorientation and dread. The Bohnický Cemetery was the place of satanic rituals until the early 90s, and is said to have the most unexplainable energy in the Czech Republic. Electronic devices mysteriously lose charge, and it feels as though there is an eternal chill. The wind will mysteriously begin blowing out of a clear, calm day and stop as fast as it arrived. Strangely, the ivy which grows throughout the cemetery has never crossed its boundaries. The chapel ruins and its unnerving basement where blocks of ice were lowered to preserve the dead still remains, yet the structure has collapsed from years of neglect and desecration. The unhappy endings of the people lying here, like their lives, have become sadly forgotten, remembered only by the nature which now conceals and covers their past under a thick layer of ivy. The verses in it say, the ones who living come today to read the stones and go away, tomorrow dead will come to stay.